inside of me. So I did use my YouTube live to release a lot of those energies because I'm a woman and I know the interactions with a man can destroy me, just as the interactions with a man can build me. Just the same, the interactions with a man can destroy me. So this morning, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to recap. I'm going to go back on the same topic. We are still talking about African American culture. And I'm going to start discussing the males. And this is just a small snippet. If you want to know more about all of what I'm discussing, you can be ready to read my new book. My new book will be released soon. I don't know when. I don't know if it's soon either. It's not soon because I do need that book to do my PhD. I do need it for my dissertation validation, and because I've already done so much research, I don't need to go back and do another research for another dissertation. I can just use this book. Good morning to you guys. I believe I had an okay breakfast. I'm on the road again. I am just coming from New Orleans, where I was present for a film project. It's a major film project, and now I'm going back to Tallahassee because I do have my other business in Tallahassee. I'm going to be closed for the summer, guys. When I do come back to Tallahassee, I will relocate. Right now, this weekend, I'm shutting down. I am closed for the summer. As you know, Tallahassee is a college town. It's a university town. And so things are really good when school is in session, and when school is not in session, things are not so good. I love that schedule. That's the schedule that I'm used to working on. I am a former licensed public school teacher, so I'm used to working the 9 months year. Basically, I'm used to working around the school year. I'm used to the summer months. I'm used to the Christmas vacation. I'm used to the Thanksgiving breaks. And so that's why I'm in Tallahassee, because I like that schedule. I like to work around the school year. Having said all of that, ladies and gentlemen, listeners and voyeurs, just to say, you may visit my shop online. My online shop will be active and will be functioning. You may go to I released a new product last month. Well, let me not say last month. We are still in April. We still have about 18 hours. Or we still have about 12 hours left in April, maybe 16. We still have quite a few hours left in April. So this month, I released a new product at theanshop.com. The new product that I released this month, it was a hair cream. Ladies and gentlemen, that new product sold out. I want to give a great thank you to my Haitian community. As an author, a lot of times I forget a lot of Haitians cannot read my English to read my books. And so a lot of times I will really be upset with my community for not buying my books, which are in English. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that my community made up for it. Whatever they could not purchase as books, they purchased the hair cream. And my hair cream is sold out. I will be back to producing more hair cream and distributing more because I have gotten some new orders that I have not fulfilled. I'm on the road and I will be doing my best to remanufacture the cream while I'm on the road and to distribute it while I'm on the road. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the Haitian community again. I want to thank the Haitian women for supporting my work, for supporting my business. I want to thank you, women, because you really made it worth my while. Thank you, women, and thank you, the men who support me, who protect me, and who are mother figures to me. This morning, I want to continue my lecture. This lecture is only... This lecture and the only lectures, they are excerpts from the work I am doing right now, from my academic work, which is a new book. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time I attempted to speak on this conversation. It was after an experience. It was fresh. After I just dealt with a married man who tried to disrespect me by offering me an affair. Okay, guys, maybe I would date a married man. Maybe not. Maybe I would. But before I date a married man, he cannot be poor. And if I'm ever to date a married man, he will never be poor. I cannot be that human to serve you as accomplice to destroy that bond. So the only type of relationship that I could ever imagine having with a married man, and I don't even imagine that happening, but if it were to happen, it would have to be open where your wife knows I'm your girlfriend. Because it cannot be a situation where I'm paying for your pleasure and I'm paying for your freedom. And this is where it got insulting. Listen, I wanted to listen to him because I wanted him to justify to me. I wanted him to tell me why I should be your girlfriend. I was all I wanted to see if he could show me. Get back to my place in Florida. A major film project. Now I'm heading back to my place in Tallahassee. I will be closing my business for the summer and I will be taking the business on the road. I have another business that needs to be on the road. For the summer months, I'm very good to my business. The summer months bring more money than the winter months. Let's just say the summer months are good. Okay? So, let me continue to speak on what I am speaking about. I want this to be very clear. So this African American man, he's 60 years old. Okay? That means he's not a dummy. He's 60 years old. At 60 years old, there should be no guessing games. At 60 years old, you're either poor, middle class, or rich. It's not gonna go no better. Chances are, it's not gonna go no better for you at 60 years old. So this man sat down and he explained to me that he wants me to be his girlfriend. He explains to me how he's so attracted to me. The minute he saw me standing in front of my business, he fell in love with me. He was attracted to me. And I was able to give him an erection just by looking at me, that no other woman can do that for him. And that's how come he knows he wants me. Because when he looks at me, he's aroused. When he looks at me, he is feeling it. Ouch, ouch. He's feeling me. And then he said to me, I could go to a prostitute and pay her. Then it would just be a prostitute. I need somebody to have a bond with. And I listened to him. I listened to him. And I listened to him. I didn't say anything. A lot of people think I talk. I don't talk a lot. I really love to listen to somebody speaking with me. And I love to understand that person's point of view based on their repertoire. Because before I call you an animal, I want to make sure you are. Before I go into your mother's vagina, I want to make sure that vagina is all game. And I want to make sure that my karma is right. Before I take actions, I want to make sure that my actions are properly appropriated and supported by Mother Nature, who represents. Hey, took a while to get back on the stream. Good morning, good morning. I was going through a lot of trees and so my signal did drop. Good morning to all of you. I was explaining that I had a married man, a 60-year-old man, sat me down. He sat me down. He wanted to talk to me. And he began to explain to me that he wants me in a sexual way. He wants me. And then he began to explain to me that he could have had a prostitute and pay her, but he wants me because he wants to build something with a real woman. And he explained to me that he was not having sex with his wife. Basically, he was explaining how they are separated. He called him, I think 30 or 9, I'm not sure, but it was early because you could see that live was done early. When I called him, I said to him, you have a wife. I asked him, do you have property with your wife? house with your wife? Do you have cars with your wife? And I ask him, what do I have with you? What have you done for me? What have you built for me? Why should I let you abuse my pussy? What did you do? And I told him, your wife pussy is done. Her pussy is done. Her pussy cannot serve you no more, but it's better for you to invest money to repair her pussy, because that's the pussy you put money in. That's the pussy you have a little house with. That's the pussy you have a couple of cars with. I'm not gonna let you come here, abuse me in secret, and put the burden of keeping secrets for you on my shoulders when you don't do shits for me. You don't do nothing for me. And you are too poor to do anything for me. And I told him, I think you should come into peace with the fact that you are poor. And the only girlfriend you may be able to have or to afford is a drug addict bitch. Most of these bitches, especially around this area of Panama City and the Tallahassee, because this is high beach, tourist, fun areas. A lot of these African American bitches, they are crackheads. And that's the reality nobody wants to admit. Most of these hoes are crackheads. Most of these hoes are molly heads. You gotta see the type of pretty girls that are hooked on molly and that are just hanging out with just dirty thugs just to get a next hit. Pretty motherfucking girls, son. Pretty girls. Pretty African American girls hanging out with just dirty scoundrels just because they are hooked on drugs. And so I explained to him the only pussy he can afford right now is the pussy that needs drugs. But he doesn't have enough class, enough wealth. Even his manhood doesn't have enough courage to be with me. It's a man who is courageous enough to let the world know, this is my woman, this is my girlfriend, this is someone I love, okay? And for him to let the world know that, he has to have enough resources, he has to have enough money, he has to be wealthy enough to afford that type of luxury. So let's go into the African American males and let's go into their minds, because I just gave you an example of an old man, 60 years old, but he's crazy. He's living with delusions. He's living inside it. He's not measuring the reality of his to realize he's a poor nigga. He's a poor African American male. He's looking at his affiliations with other men, and he's looking at the other 2-3 who are probably above him in the middle class status, but not necessarily wealthy. He's looking at all of them together. He's combining all of them together to make his wealth. He's not looking at the wealth that he should have been building with his wife and children. He's not looking at that. And that's the basic makeup of an African American male. The African American male is created to be immature. The African American male is created to serve. And let me tell you something. The only person the African American male is ever going to serve with joy and pride is a person of European descent. Because I don't like to use the word black-white, because there's no such people as black and white. Everyone has a geography. And if you don't have a geography, you're a nigga. You could be a white nigga, you could be a black nigga, but you're a nigga nevertheless. If you are living in the United States and you don't know what country in Europe your family is from, if you don't know that you are Irish or British, you're just an American nigga. And the American nigga is the same. It doesn't matter if the American nigga is black or white, it's just the same. It's just the same. So, in my own mind, and in my reality, in my past and present, I'm looking at the African American male as a product of the Western Hemisphere's worst experience for humanity. These are the males that the European elites brought to the Americas to serve them. The African American males, they are raised, they are brought to be immature. They are brought to not be able to handle the responsibility. It's very difficult to find an African American male who is 100% put together. I was lucky enough because I network with some of the best African Americans, I have to confess. In my circle, if you're looking for the best African Americans, you can come to my circle because I got them. I got them, dude. I got them by the pounds. That's all I do. I collect the best African Americans because I love them. And let me tell you something. At his best, nobody can contest. If an African American was to put their heads together, nobody could contest you. Nobody could take you apart. Nobody could fuck with you. But you don't. And what I'm saying right now, I am generalizing because there are not enough African Americans who are manifesting humanity for me to not generalize. So I have to generalize because that's what the majority is doing. That's what the majority is about. So when you're looking at an African American male, at the basic makeup of that creature is a servant. He's not created to love himself. He's not created to love his children. He's not created to love his mother. He's created to serve the European elites and their objective. Whatever those objectives may be, he will never question those objectives. He doesn't have enough capacity. He doesn't have enough courage to question those objectives. He is what he is. Now, when you look at the African American males and their behavior, because for the Haitian males, they have a tradition that is old, that is ancient. And for the African American males, they don't have a culture that is ancient. They have a culture that they are putting together. And they are going around the world and they are taking people's shit and they are putting it together with spit and glue and doo-doo. And they are saying that's mine. They are going to Nigeria and they're taking people's shit and they're saying that's mine. They are going to Liberia, they're going to South Africa, they're going to Paris, they're going everywhere and they're taking whatever they want and they're saying that's mine. My ancestors were slaves. We own everything. We are everything. Represent all black people. That is the ego. That is the misfit that is the misfit inside the dreams of a mentally ill person. So dealing with an African American male, generally speaking, you are dealing with a mentally ill person. You are dealing with somebody who has mental illness. And the greatest mental illness of the African American male is not understanding his own reality. He doesn't get it. He's not valuing himself. He doesn't value himself. He doesn't value anything that comes of him or from him. He values what the elites teach him to value. Like right now there is a trend where African American males protect women from other cultures like Ireland, Great Britain, Russia, and all of that. There is a trend because that's whom they are taught to protect. The African Americans, they are not taught to protect the women in their own culture. Not only are they not taught to protect the women in their own culture, what they want to do is they want to look at any other woman that looks like their women and they want to devalue you just like they devalue their own women. So the other day I was really upset because this man tried to devalue me because he was already devaluing his own marriage. Because he was already devaluing his own woman. He thought he could do the same to me. And when I sat down and I listened to this man, I could tell he was involved with a lot of women. Just based on his comportment, on the way he was answering his phone, and also based on the fact that I called this man, he could not recognize my voice and he had to ask me, like basically he was involved with so many people, he could not take a guess as to which one of those people I was. And that is, I watch people, I listen to people more than I want to talk. Because the idea for me is to listen and learn. Because if I can learn, I can really help myself. And I can protect myself. If I can learn that you are fear that you are what you are, I can protect myself from you. So, for me personally, I come across very good African American men because of my network, because of the people I know, because of their background, and because the people I know, the African Americans I know, those are African Americans who have been fighting from the beginning of their conscience, from the beginning of their recognizance. They have been fighting to elevate themselves out of slavery. And so these are people who really work hard and who really work on themselves to be the best human they can. So I do meet African American men who are the best. I do. But I'm not talking about them right now. I'm talking about the African American males, the majority of these males who are immature and who are living with mental illness as much as his resources. If a man has no resources, he is nothing. So the African American males, they have this thing between them. They have this thing between them where they don't want to acknowledge beyond the wealth. They act like they are above the wealth. It's because they are not raised with the psychology to build wealth or to build themselves. Because when you are building wealth, you're building yourselves. You're building yourself. And for you to build yourself, you have to love yourself. So the African American males, they are not taught that. They really try very hard to deny wealth or to deny class. In their minds, the only people who have class are the Europeans who come from different parts, different countries of Europe. They don't imagine that my ancestors, that these Europeans copy my ancestors' class. They don't imagine that these Europeans from all these different countries of Europe copied my ancestors' traditions just so they could get to where they are today. They had to copy my ancestors' tradition and upgrade them to their own advantage. Those people don't understand that. They don't. It's because it's to their advantage not to understand. You have to understand. You have to make sense of it. If they act like they understand, then they cannot commit so many mistakes and get away with it. Like when people act like they don't know, ignorance is their weapon. Ignorance is what they're using to sink you. They're using their ignorance to hurt you. They're acting like they don't know they're hurting you. And that's the best way to hurt somebody, is to act like you don't know what you're doing. So you have to understand that these people know what they're doing. It's just an act. They're just acting like they don't know, but they know. these males, it's the way that they are brought up, the way that they are trained to be. They are trained to be the enemy for their own mother. Like, let's say you have a son and your son is an African American son. He's going to be your own enemy. Sooner or later, he's going to be your own enemy. In my tradition, when a woman has a son, she is delivered. But when the African Americans are delivered, you know what happens. So we have different ideas of deliverance. Like in my culture, when a woman has a son, that is her blessing forever. She will never have to worry about anything else once her son is old. In my tradition, when you're a mother and you have sons, you sacrifice to raise your sons to make them into honest males, because your sons are going to be the men to uplift you the next day in the future. So in my culture, when you have a son, your son becomes your investment. You know what I mean? Your son becomes your investment, because your son, and you have to train your son so that way when your son is older, your son understands that this was an investment. Now it's time for you to render back my profit. In the African American culture, the sons, they do everything they can to stay away from their mothers and to deny their mothers the right to cash back on her investment. When a woman has you, that woman is investing money in you, time in you, breast milk, stomach space. That woman is pushing you out. A lot of times when a woman is giving birth, it tears up her vagina. That woman is making sacrifice to make sure you go to school, you have something to eat. Those are investments. You are the investment. In my culture, that's what a man is. And once that man gets to be 22, when he graduates from school, he earns a trade. He begins to work. The first person he works for is his mother. That's the first person he works for. He works for his mother. If his mother was poor, he makes her middle class or he makes her rich. If his mother didn't have any clothes, he buys her clothes. If his mother had a shabby house, he repairs that house. That is my tradition. That is my culture. But with the African Americans, they are bold Negroes because they want to woman everybody. They want to act like all black people do the things that slaves do. No. The conditions that the African Americans are bringing up, those are the conditions of slaves. I'm giving you my tradition so you can see the logic of my tradition compared to the chaos of being an African American. So in my tradition, as a young man, you go and you return to your mother the profits of her labor, everything that she did to hold you down. In my tradition, if you don't do that, people will shame you. You will not be able to live around in peace, and you may not even be able to keep the stuff that you earn. In my tradition, we take this very seriously. The first thing a son does is you give back to your mother. But in the African American males, for the African American males, in their tradition, they deny their mother. They don't even do enough for her. Like, I know a woman, she has 4 sons, and her house is nasty shabby. Not in my tradition. In my tradition, when you have 4 sons, the first thing they will do is they will call each other and they will have a meeting about you. And the meeting will be how to make my mother's life better. And that's what your son will do. And all your sons will work together. And if there is one son who refused to put money, they will beat him up and make him do it. There is no going around it. In my tradition, there is no going around it. You render back to your mother. And that's a fact. In the African American tradition, because it's a tradition of slaves, the slaves have a Bible to tell them how to do the wrong things. In the Bible of the slaves, it tells you, you leave your mother and you pay homage to your wife. My tradition does not mean that you cannot get married. No. That's not what my tradition is saying. My tradition is saying, even if you have a wife, you must take care of your mother all the time, because that's to whom you owe life. That's the person who invested everything in you. And when that person invested in you, it was a true investment. It wasn't money thrown in the pond. It wasn't money thrown in the sea. It was money thrown in you so that you can burgeon and give later today or tomorrow and give fruits and give your mother the fruits of her labor so she may enjoy the fruits of her labor. basically to do a recap of where I left off, because the last lecture I did on this topic, I was very upset. And I explained to you guys why I was upset. It's because there are a lot of males, they are married, but they don't consider themselves respecting their marriage. And they want people like me to pay for their joy, to sacrifice our respect so they could be happy, to sacrifice our humanity so they could be happy. So I was talking about that, and I started to continue to show you a difference between the African American males, how their culture is a culture where they are servants, where they're not even supposed to love themselves or love their own selves. And I started to give you guys examples of the difference between this culture and my own culture, which is an ancient culture. In my own culture, the ancient culture, we are realistic about it. We look at life as it is. When a woman has a child, a woman sacrifices a lot. First of all, most people who have children, they end up with, I would say 99% of people who have children, they end up with their bodies change from before. So 99.9% of people who have children are going to have their bodies change. If there is one person who hasn't had that happen, more power to you. But nearly 100% of us, after we've had children, our bodies change. So that's the sacrifices. Sacrificing is the breast milk and the growing up the children and the manner and the minding the children to make sure they are with mannerism and well brought up. So all of that are the sacrifices and the money and the resources that it takes to nurture a young babe into an adult. All of that is to sacrifice where we in my culture, we are logically bound. We are logically balanced. In my culture, we are not objectively directed by human bullshit. We are directed by Mother Nature's logic. So I did compare my culture and the way that the men behave towards their own mothers, and I compared it to the culture of African Americans, which is the culture of servitude, the culture of slaves. And with the culture of slaves, you will see evidence that men are not even giving direction to love themselves. They are not even giving the directions to value their own selves. And so you will see a lot of these males, they will disrespect and they will act off. So for the Haitian males, for the Haitian men, when they become able, the first thing they do is they repair their mother's lives. I had my great auntie, she had only one son. And that one son, she did everything to send him to school and to give him a proper formal education. And he did. He became a professor, he got a proper formal education. But what happened is, after he got really well off, when he started becoming well off, the first thing he did was repair his mother's house. You know, make sure she looks nice, make sure she have all beautiful clothes, make sure she's doing okay, and he took care of his mother for the rest of her life. And that's the beautiful privilege of being a mother. When you're a mother and you have children and you rip your vagina to push out children, it gives you a significant amount of leverage with Mother Nature. You can go to Mother Nature and demand favors and she will grant you. Because when you have children, you do grant Mother Nature the favor of having more humans on this earth. Because without the humans on this earth, it's not very difficult, but we can see that the Mother Nature doesn't do too well on her own. Without us, Mother Nature doesn't do too well. She needs us as much as we need her. So I'm going to stop short here. And I want to thank all of you who stopped in and off. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Even though I don't monetize my videos, I like to share. I like to share wisdom. I like to share knowledge. I am an academician. I'm an author. You may visit my website, which is theanshop.com. I have so many websites, guys. I have so many. My online business is functioning. I'm going to close for the moment my physical business. And so for you guys who want to continue to shop with me, go online to www.theanshop.com, www.theanshop.com. Okay guys, I have been on the road for a few hours. I'm getting a little bit like overly but not underly sleepy. Well, my eyes could shut at any moment. That's the feeling I'm getting right now. I hope I'm almost there. Oh man, I should have been there already. That's a fact. All right, people, have a great morning. Have a great